everybody. Hi, it's Dragon with Chill Music, and that is my life right now. I'm very cozy in my nice little blanket because we are doing a talk. We're doing a quick little year in review thing. Cause yeah, I'll be honest, everything else that I've tried to record today has not worked. So we get a vlog, and you get to see me talking. I've got a new webcam, so hello everybody. I was laughing really hard at Game Grumps before this, so my bad. But yes, so we should do a talk about 2020, shouldn't we? We are now in December. It's time to kind of just lay it all out there, what this year was like, what happened, how we've grown, what's changed, and what's stayed the same. As I swallow wrong. Nice. So yes, 2020. Alright, let's go back. I remember back in January being so excited for this year. Not only because I knew my time in the UK was coming to an end and I had a really poor experience of teaching there and having that career kind of start, but then it was not exactly what I expected, and no support and lack of support, and the whole thing just changed a lot. I was so ready for the next place, the next country, the next experience kind of thing. But that didn't happen, obviously. Then in February I got to come home to Canada when I was living in the UK and spent that week here and seeing family and connecting and that was really good. And it was also awkward. I remember that because my family had changed so much in such a weird short year and a half that I had been gone. But it was alright. It was kind of cool being back home and seeing people. And then it was really after that where 2020 just went hype, excite, and just crashed. It just crashed. That was when COVID was really, really bad in the UK too, right at the end of February, because it was just different, right? In Europe, we were by Italy, we were by Germany, we were by Spain, and those were the first really badly hit countries there, France as well. And of course, a lot of Brits in the UK, they traveled to the mainland Europe, brought it back, and so we hit it the worst before even North America. And there was so much stress about that. But before that, I had more confusing information about my teaching role at that time. I was really told that, you're probably not going to stay with the school until the end of July like you thought. It's probably going to end after that term, which was in April. And I received that news because I was really, really unhappy teaching so many different subjects and being ripped away from teaching English full time. The entire time I was in the UK, I taught English full time for only 2 weeks. 2 weeks out of the 2 years I was there. And I was so unhappy, and I was hoping my agency and having that support system there, lack of, I guess now, would help me and they could advocate for me. But being told that because I was with the agency, I was not seen as a class, an actual teacher, they put me as a supply, and I had to go where I was needed. It wasn't an actual English teaching role I had signed up for. It was just go where you're needed, and that's it. So that was really hard news. I ended up really amplifying my job search, and it was really exciting at that point-ish too, because I didn't really think COVID would hit the rest of the world it had at that point, that naive thinking, oh, it's gonna be contained by then. So I had opportunities to go teach in the Bahamas and in Mexico. And I was cool, things are gonna get lined up, August will come, I'll get all the visa stuff happening now until the end of the year, and I could be in one of those two countries, which would have been phenomenal. But obviously, as the situation in the world got worse, the offers and the opportunities were withdrawn. And they were rejection after rejection now in all these other countries that I even applied to. And then I was like, crap, what do I do? Meanwhile, the actual teaching part too, I was losing confidence day by day. I was not coping well with like the poor attitude and the lack of support. I was not being the teacher that I wanted to be. I practically was starting to give up, which is not good. You want to be there for your students and you want to be there and see them succeed. And you know, I worked really hard on all the lessons that I wanted to teach. I put a lot of heart into them, but I lost all that heart and that compassion and that confidence as soon as I entered the classroom in that school. So that was the big thing that happened there, you know, having the height and like excitement to start your career, and then literally having it crash with the news of you're not going to be with our school after April. You're not going to be a teacher. You're just going to have to teach all these classes like psychology, photography, French, English, religious studies, supervised study. You're going to be thrown into all these things, and you're going to have to just deal until April. So yeah, I did not cope well. I could have looked at it differently. I could have been like, well, I'm going to go out strong. I want to make sure I have a good reference from this place, and I'm going to like work as hard as I can and be like that great teacher that I want to be. But the opposite happened. I was like starting to like withdraw from my departments, withdraw from like the other teachers that I was like building friendships with. I really just like had this huge circle at the start of the year, and it just shrunk to just maybe a few teachers. And where I would go hide in the other building with the older kids and with some colleagues that I had left that really were my friends. It was not a great situation, and I do regret how I handled it and how I shifted it. I should have done better, and I know that now. But that doesn't help with trying to gain that confidence back. Let's fast forward to March. So again, I knew my time was running out. My confidence was all low. COVID was getting scarier and scarier. The UK was refusing to shut down schools. Things were getting really bad. It got to the point where I was even too scared to like take the transit in London at all, and started to do like Lyft and other like kind of those ride shares and that kind of thing. Then it was like trying to decide, should I either come home earlier before like, you know, travel was like canceled or potentially canceled, or should I, you know, wait till April, like wait it out. It was the one. So I moved back March 22nd in Canada, so it was the weekend before that. So basically like that, exactly 1 week before that I was talking to my mom and my gran, because obviously, you know, last minute flights are so expensive, and just trying to figure that out, like when I should book it and how much it'll be and if I can get help from them. But then it was that night, it was a Sunday night I think, where my mom and I were watching Pierre Trudeau announce, like our Canadian Prime Minister announced that, you know, if you are abroad, working, traveling, visiting family, whatever you're doing abroad, you need to come home. Like that broke me, that scared me, that hit me hard. That realization hit me hard that like if I stay in the UK, I will probably be stuck here past my visa with no job. Because not only did that happen, and I went into the workplace on Monday and I was like, look, I'm moving back home on Saturday. I'm not risking it. I don't want to be here longer than my visa. I don't want to be here with no job. I don't want to risk it. My head teacher is very understanding, and we worked those details out, and my classes were all transferred and moved around, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm glad I made that decision, because on the Wednesday of that week, it was announced that the schools in the UK would be shutting down, and there wouldn't be a lot of like payer support, and like it was really hard to figure all those details out. So in the end, it ended up being a great decision, Because being stuck in one of the most expensive cities in the world with no job, no income, and having your lease end in July and your visa over in August and no job, no money, no income, it was the right decision, and I came home. I now have been back in Canada since March, and things have been not easy still. COVID is still a very ugly threat out there. It's actually even worse where I'm at than it was back in March and back in the summer. It's worse. So that's also, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. It shuts down a lot of opportunities. I was thinking that, there might be more online teaching positions or, funding for it, with the realization that, the next school year will still be hard and difficult. But that wasn't the case either. There have been very little educational job opportunities, and the ones that I've had and the few interviews I've had have been for very specialized academies or very specialized schools and groups of students that I don't have enough experience for, and I never got those positions because I'm still new to my career. Very difficult, very hard situation. So I spent a couple months job hunting like crazy, just even applying to anything and everything. Finally, I have the job that I currently have, and I started out working overnight. And it was okay. I mean, some drama, blah, 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 but definitely working overnight was a hard experience. You miss out on your days and things like that, and it just was awful. Then my parents had such crazy job changes too, and then I moved the days. And it's not the greatest either, and we've had actually 2 management changes now in my department, and it's chaotic. It just feels like everything changes constantly still at this stage of 2020. Everything is still changing constantly, and it's just a lot of stress, and it's exhausting. I've been fighting for hours and trying to get hours, and now I am finally getting the hours, but tensions are high. The stress is high, anxiety on COVID is high, so we don't have a really strong, good working team. We've got I guess I'll do these things, and I guess I'll do that, or they'll just flat out ignore you and refuse to help you. So it's breaking down at the end of 2020 quite badly. The other thing that's happened too is a lot of loss of friends and changes in friendships, and I know for the most part that's mainly my fault, or I was the one that kind of ended them. But at the same time, I still stand by that they needed to happen. That I had to do it. Being back in Canada and having being in that good time zone again to chat with people and reconnect and things like that, and then not having nothing reconnect and no connections again, and breakdown in communications, and it wasn't the friends that I didn't feel were the friends that I had before I moved to the UK, if that made any sense. Things had changed and shifted so much while I was in the UK, and I kind of let them get away with no communication or no support for a little while there, because again, time zones and time differences. But being back home, you have a little bit of that expectation that oh, I'm home now, I can do things with you guys, I'm here. But no, I think that was a dumb expectation to have, and it hurt when expectations like that weren't met. So I lost a lot of friends, and I think some of you guys that are going to listen to this now will be well, that was a dumb reason to end a friendship. And yeah, probably right. Probably deserve it. It's fine. It's also led me to therapy. So I think I've talked about that before, where I've been in therapy now since August, trying to work things out. Ugh, I'm gonna take off that blanket. It was getting warm. I've been now in therapy for August, and we had a lot of realizations and hard truths about such debilitating thoughts, and having all my worth as a person put into what I can do for others, and then just give, and doing all that I can for people. And then all of a sudden realizing that, hey, I kind of want some of that back. Like, I want to start taking a little bit. And then because of what I've done and how I set these friendships up, and asking for things and trying to get a little bit of that take back, wasn't a thing. And if it was not working, it wasn't meant to be. So it was hard to get things back after you had give, and then not handling it well, and then all of that kind of breakdown. So I've been working through all that with my therapist, and it's not easy, but hey, I'm working on it, and I think I've done a lot of good changes over the year, since August. I've switched my Twitters around, so I used to have just the one Twitter where I did everything on it, like promoting streams and videos and fundraisers, as well as personal tweets and rants and events and such. But now I've split the two Twitters, so for those that don't know, I have two Twitter accounts. I got one for like a mythical dragon, which is like the brand of the channel and Twitch at one point. And that's just what that Twitter is for. It's for like the fundraising, the charity, for teaching things and opportunities as well, education, basically professionalism. There's that Twitter. And then I've got my personal Twitter that I've opened up, and that's where I will talk a lot about mental health or do like a lot of personal things, and like I'll talk about whatever I need to talk about personally on that Twitter, and like share really cute animals. That's what I do. Self-care is retweeting animals. And that was a really good change for me, because then that made me realize like how much people would react or not react to these things, and like kind of split that support. So that was good. That was a good change I made. And even then, now that I've made that change, I don't really tweet a lot on both. I will share opportunities on my professional Twitter. I'll share people's arts, things that they're doing whenever I see it and whenever I can catch it. So I'm like very much promoting others and helping others out the best I can. And then on my other Twitter, I just retweet things that I like or that relate to my mood. And that's it. I don't really personally put out my own words anywhere anymore. So it's kind of healthier, I think, in that way, which is good. Another change over this year that's actually been positive, we might as well go to the positives now, shall we? Has been my fitness and my health. So I don't know if you guys can tell, or the way that I look, or the fact that I'm sitting down and wearing like a really baggy shirt. But starting at the end of June, I joined a health and witness group related to VIP Kid, which is like an online teach English program to kids in China. And so they had a health and fitness group that I joined, and I started doing like monthly challenges and like daily challenges and workout challenges, focusing on my food, choosing healthier options for cooking and that kind of thing, cutting salt out of my diet. And all those combinations have actually led for me, as of this week, to have lost 34 pounds total. So that's been really good. I feel so much stronger. I can hold a 2-minute wall sit now. I have gone from doing wall push-ups to like push-ups on the windowsill, like the angled ones, or the incline push-ups, to now being able, on my knees, go on the ground and do 30 push-ups. So that's been really like, confidence building. It's also been really helpful with other things that like my body has to go through and all that stuff. So like I'm on the right path. And my doctor has been really happy with that too. Yay. And I'm actually on now intermittent fasting for like that program to help me with my weight loss journey. So all of that has been really great too and beneficial. What else? I have also joined Toastmasters. So you guys have obviously on the channel seen the speeches and things like that I've been writing and recording and practicing, and using the channel as that avenue, which, sorry, not sorry. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, because I'm curious if you like those or not. But yeah, joining Toastmasters is great. You learn how to communicate, try to cut out all these filler words that we use in our daily language. I don't know how well I've done in this video. Maybe I'll go back and count all the so's, and all those kinds of things for fun, just to see how well I'm communicating and talking. Because, yeah, if you cut those out, you sound more confident, and that's, again, all that I've been working on lately is confidence in my physical body, in what I'm saying, and how I come across to others, meeting new people, trying new things, getting opportunities. So Toastmasters is also helping with that. So I can sound a little more authoritative, I guess, and like a little bit more knowledgeable and confident. And I hope that comes across, because I really want to work on it. Yeah. Another benefit to this year, 2020, woohoo, is YouTube. This whole thing, what we're doing. I've been able to consistently upload a video every single week on Wednesdays since I booted this back up in the summer, I think? A while ago, yeah. There was one week where I missed it. I missed 1 week, but then I did a double upload the week after. So that's been hugely beneficial. And again, thank you guys for sharing the tweets, watching whatever you're watching, even if you're only watching my videos for like a minute. All of that means so much, because it feels great to be consistent. Again, it's helping with that confidence, and I'm liking YouTube a lot more than Twitch because I have a healthy way of doing it. I'll put a lot of like heart and passion into each video because I'm like so excited to record again, and then I can upload it, and I have a really healthy mechanism of just don't look at the channel every day for views, don't look at it for subscriptions, don't even focus on the numbers. Just upload your video and then check it once a week when you're going to your channel to upload. And it's cool because then I'm like, oh wow, like 3 people watched that video. Oh my god. Or, you know, like 5 people watched that video, and oh my god, that video got more views over the week. Crazy. And you know, like, it's such a healthier thing for me. Which leads to Twitch. The future of streaming for me is still up in the air. I don't think I'm gonna be returning to it anytime soon after the stream from yesterday. So I am doing an international food tasting stream with lots of different kinds of foods from like China, Japan, the UK, Philippines, and India, I believe. So that's my last stream for the longest time. It'll be uploaded next week for you guys. I'm here to watch it. I find streaming is so hard because you are live, you want to be entertaining and like funny and like chatty and talky, and it's great when you can do it on your own and like you're confident to do it on your own. But what's the worst thing about it is seeing that live number be 0 every single stream and having no one in your chat besides Nightbot, which Nightbot, I love you, my only friend. Just kidding. Nightbot is great. So just, you know, my confidence in that has also just went, it's gone. So streaming, unfortunately guys, I think is going to be the end. I don't think I'll be doing it anymore because I don't have enough self-worth yet to kind of deal with the constant zeros and finding ways to talk to yourself for hours. So with that, it's sad and I'm sorry about that, but no more streams. Maybe I'll pick it up later in 2021 if with enough encouragement and feedback. But right now I think I'm going to focus on YouTube. I'm going to focus on the Toastmasters. I'm focusing on, for 2021, I'm focusing on the Toastmasters, building my self-confidence up, continuing with my weight loss journey and being more healthier, as well as getting into meeting new friends, and hopefully, you know, when vaccines roll out and COVID numbers, we see it lessen and things really open up again, meeting new friends and, I don't know, potentially dating, because I need to date. That's something my therapist has said. I need to kind of put myself out there, meet new people, try it out, and discover things about myself and through those experiences. So 2021 for me will be about friendships, relationships, Toastmasters, health, confidence, and consistency. So YouTube, you guys, are my consistency. You're that goal, the consistency goal. And I'm very pleased to say that after the first week of January, I will be going to 2 uploads a week. What? Yes, so there'll be one video that's probably like a reading video or a speech video or something like that. Just a general random video. And then the second video will be a gaming video. So I can get through some more games more quickly and get through Dream Daddy more quickly. Because right now I'm doing Dream Daddy like every 3 to 4 weeks. And that's just way too slow. So hopefully you guys are excited about that announcement. Yeah. So those uploads will probably be like Tuesdays and Thursdays, or maybe Tuesdays and Fridays. So I'll figure it out. But yeah. So 2021, I think, you know, after the year we've had in 2020, I think those things that I've laid out, those goals I've laid out for me, will be very important for me. They will be very hard. I'm not going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. But with your guys' support, feedback, and, you know, friendship in some aspects will help me a lot. So I will stop rambling now. I'm very excited for 2021. We have a lot of hurdles and like avenues to jump through for 2021. We will get there though. I think it's the year where I can really get to find myself, know my sense of self, get that confidence back up, and who knows, meet a lot of new people. So I love you guys. Thank you for the support towards the end of this year with all of this YouTube stuff. And just in general, I love you guys. And cheers to the end of 2020. Cheers to the end of 2020. Oh, by the way, go watch this podcast. These guys are great. Cheers to the end of 2020. And cheers to 2021.